If you realize that the rifle is slipping away from you, it's because you're probably putting too much forward pressure because you've been reading too many forums on the internet about loading the bipods with all your body weight. If you struggle with recoil management or how to properly or efficiently use your rear bag, this video is for you. Think of this as part 2 of a video I did a few years back, rifle to shoulder connection, building a bridge, where I talk about bringing that rifle as medial as you possibly can and high as you possibly can in order to have good control of your rifle. Now, I see a lot of shooters over rely on the rear bag or not really know how to properly use it and manipulate it with their support hand. So this video goes into a drill that you can do at 100 yards of building those processes of establishing control of your rifle with your rifle to shoulder connection before bringing in the support bag. Again, the first part is not meant to be precise. It's just meant for you to establish control. And then you bring the rear bag in to establish precision. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Okay, so this drill, guys, that I wanted to do is called building your bridge. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys seen the YouTube video that I did a few years back with the rifle to shoulder connection, building a bridge. So this is a kind of part 2 version of like what drills you can do to really establish making sure that you're connecting to the rifle. Because a lot of times I see students or shooters, well, former students of mine, when they would come through class, whatever the case might be, or even just shooters that I see in competition, rely too heavily on their bag. And so the purpose of this drill is to really rely on your ability to connect to that rifle, utilizing the most medial part of your rifle to shoulder connection that you can, that's comfortable for you, as well as your bipod height and placement. Okay, so to do this, the way I set this up is that I have 2 sets of targets. I've got a 2 MOA target up top and then a 1 MOA on bottom. So what I want you guys to do is essentially just start fresh, and you can kind of pre-stage your rifle just to make sure that when you get into the prone, that you're comfortable. So make sure your bipod height is set accordingly, okay? But here, I can establish a prone position, get comfortable, and I've got no bag at this point. So I know that my bipod is set up. So that's how you would pre-stage, set up your rifle. And now what you're gonna do is you can either start down here as long as you're disconnected from the rifle, but I'm gonna go through the full rep and range of motion from the standing, get my burpees in. But I'm gonna come down, get nice and square to the target, build my bridge, bring the rifle to me, and then ease in. All right, notice how I'm way off to the left. So that was a bad indexing of my target. So I'm gonna reset there, right? Again, square my hips up. And ease in, okay, good. All right, so now, once I've connected, I'm not gonna use my hand to even brace the back. I'm just gonna leave my support hand here. And now what I'm doing is I'm relying on my bipod connection connected to the ground, as well as my firing hand. And actually what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna change this mic around because I realize that it's probably gonna be muffled on that side. So, all right, so I'm connected to the rifle, and I'm gonna take a deep breath in. And you see that reticle track straight up and down. If you don't see that, that means you're probably not squared up to the rifle correctly or squared up to your target. So I'll do that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and fire one shot. And again, you can see that I can get my natural point of aim to on that target as possible. So the reason why it's a 2 MOA is because you're gonna have obviously some wobble zone. And I want you to just press that trigger straight, and then notice how after the rifle settles in, I'm right back on target, okay? This kind of also stem this idea is because I see a lot of shooters struggle with and have issues with recoil management. And so when you force yourself to do this, you're gonna figure out what pressures you need to apply or what's happening with your body as you're connected to this rifle, right? What you're gonna need to do to compensate, because again, you're gonna feel your face of your head coming down on the buttstock, and then it's gonna require you to want to apply, more control with your firing hand, right? And really establish that rifle to shoulder connection. So I'm gonna do this twice. All right, I'm gonna shoot twice with no bag, rear bag. All right, recoil comes straight back. And now on the last one, I'm gonna bring the bag in to fill in the negative space, okay? And now I'm gonna shoot at the 1 circle, or diamond. Still get my travel in. It's not as exaggerated because I've got a bag there. But notice how my recoil management is still coming straight back, okay? And again, I see this a lot with shooters, is they're using the bag as a medium between the ground and the buttstock, when really it should just be filling the negative space between my support hand placement and my buttstock, okay? So I'm gonna reset and do that drill again. So start from the standing. I'm gonna go ahead and reload here because I know I'm out. Establish my rifle shoulder connection, build my bridge, ease in, and boom, I'm on target. My support hand is still there, off to the side. Close my bolt. Watch that reticle move straight up and straight down. Okay. Okay. And put my rear bag in. Okay. So those both a little forced. I didn't like the way the recoil pattern looked like on both of those, and I could tell just based off of where the bullets landed that it changed my point of aim, point of impact as well. All right, so that's why we do this, to get reps in and to build consistency in our habits. Reset. Ease in, on target there. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. All right, same thing. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. There you go, a lot better recoil impulse. Do that twice. And bring the rear bag in for one more shot. And again, you're gonna just notice that when you put your rear bag in, you're like, okay, yes, obviously I want that. But again, what I want you to do is use your hand to still maintain control of the buttstock, and you're just using the bag to fill in negative space. Because realistically, if you didn't have a bag there, right, what would your support hand be doing anyways? Obviously, for demonstration purposes, I was putting my hand here, but a lot of us would be bracing the buttstock, back of the buttstock, right, which is now causing negative space between the ground and my hand. And now I'm just going to use the bag to fill in that space, maintain control of the buttstock with my support hand. And that is my 3 rounds. Okay, so that's about 9 shots. So 3 rounds, right? So you can easily do this within a box of ammunition. Obviously, the more the merrier, right? And I know a lot of you guys that are probably watching this is like, oh, the only reason why you can maintain this rifle to shoulder connections is because your rifle is buried in the dirt. I can do the same thing on the concrete. If you realize that the rifle is slipping away from you, it's because you're probably putting too much forward pressure because you've been reading too many forums on the internet about loading the bipods with all your body weight. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but just be mindful that you don't need to load the bipods with all your body weight in order to establish a good firing position or consistent firing position. So, and just for that, I'm just gonna go ahead, do 1 round utilizing the concrete so you guys can see that this is easily attainable with concrete as well. All right, so bipods are again preset. Build my bridge. And all right, so bipods are preset. We got 3 lashes up. I'm on concrete now for all you naysayers. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Turn this on, and after checking my my paper on the spotting scope, my 0 looks 10th high and to the left consistently for both. So I'm gonna turn that on. All right, so I don't want this bag. I just want rifle to shoulder connection. Into this mag. Ease in. Look at that. Target acquisition's good. Breathe in, out. There. And same thing. Check my level. Make sure my level is good. And I mean, coming straight back, okay? Now, obviously, you see with this, if you're trying to recreate this, this is the beautiful part about why I'm demonstrating this, is when you guys do this, you're gonna realize what type of pressures you need to apply on the rifle in order to get this, for the reticle to stay, right? Because now with my firing hand, I'm applying a little bit more rearward pressure, right? And I'm being conscious about how much face pressure I'm putting down. And again, the rifle comes and settles right back on target. Okay, and then the last shot down here at the bottom. Okay, and that shot was a little high. It's okay. Without recoil management, but I was still able to come right back on target. It moved not that much compared to, I think I know a lot of shooters struggle with that high left jump as they're shooting. Okay, and I'm gonna do 1 more for good measure. So come down, build my bridge, screw up to the target with my hips, and then ease in. Swing over to the right here. All right, I'm just gonna close the bolt, and it stays here. And if you're not comfortable with this, one thing you guys can do is to, with your support hand, reach back and grab the buttstock if you feel like that's more stable. I'm just doing it to show you that you don't really need that support hand up there, because the purpose of this is to really rely on that rifle to shoulder connection and your bipods and some rearward pressure with your firing hand. And rifle settles in. Same thing. And support bag in for this last shot. Okay. And that is all she wrote. So recoil management is still there, right? I'm not sliding forward. I'm still able to get the stability that I want. Utilizing the rifle to shoulder connection, just my bridge, right? Now, the reason why this, again, the reason why that first target, that you put up, if you're setting this up for yourself, is the idea is not to be precise with that. The idea is to just get comfortable with establishing that rifle to shoulder connection and your bipod placement and not relying on the bag. And I'm going to head down range so you can see the group sizes, or when I'm done shooting, I'll bring the target back because I've got a couple other drills that I want to run through. But the idea is to not, be as precise as possible. That's why you have your support bag. The support bag allows you to shoot with precision, but the first part is just dialing in your processes, your fundamentals. And again, if you watch any of my videos, you'll see that I build this bridge first, right? And then ease it into the bag versus coming just straight down into my rifle onto the bag and then just not ever having a connection at all. So again, all right, so I'm gonna do that again. So what I see a lot of when shooters overuse the bag is they, come down, build a position, go straight to the bag, settle in like this, look through their scope, never really establish a rifle to shoulder connection. Now they realize they're high, so they just start squeezing their bag to try to get that, elevation back, right? And then as they settle in or like scoop into their rifle, even if you take a deep breath in, nothing's happening because they're not really established any connection to the rifle. So at this point, recoil management would probably be poor, right? Because the rifle's getting a running start at them. So the purpose of this drill is hopefully to establish that bridge and get comfortable with it. And now bring the bag in. Notice how, as I'm breathing, the reticle is still moving. All right, in real time, how I'd probably build this position if I'm actually running a stage is something like this. Bag does go under, yes, but I build my bridge and settle in, close the bolt. Reticle moves and tracks, and I know I'm gonna have good recoil management because of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that part. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments below. What other follow-up videos that I do as a result of this. But looking forward to seeing you in the next video, which the next video is probably going to be a part of the series for the arrow hunter of the match that I'm actually attending next week. Just back this out. All right, so here's the target. 100 yards is what I set it to. First round after bore sight, it was here. And I was aiming, I believe I was aiming here. I'd have to double check. I can't remember now. So first shot, and then made my correction. This goes back to making sure your bore sight. So that's my first shot. And then I put 2 rounds up here. Awesome. And then I did my drill. So about 2-inch diamond there, and then 1 inch, a little high. So I came down on my 0, but I can't remember how many times I did this drill. Maybe 5 times. So I'm gonna have to double check. But I think there's 5 shots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there should be 10 shots here if I did this correctly. 2 up top and then 1 on the bottom with the rear bag. And then just to double check my 0 before starting the practice, I came a 10th right and a 10th low, and I thought that would be good. So these were my first 2 shots, and then my next 2 shots were here. So I just came a 10th left back and kept the 0.1 down. But that's my target. If you want to see a close-up, I will put it at the end screen. But yeah, something that you can do at home. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think of the drill down below. Thanks, guys, and you have control.